Hi there, I'm Jamie Dunbar, and welcome back to the Dunbar Dog Diaries, The Puppy Next Door. This is Week 6, Video 5. In our last training session, I worked on getting Daisy to release valued objects when I said thank you. In this video, I'm going to do some training with Daisy in the yard. However, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to say that if you are enjoying this series and want to learn more about dog training and behavior, make sure to check out our self-guided dog training courses at dunbaracademy.com. We have hundreds of hours of dog training videos, lectures, and seminars, as well as worksheets and ebooks, all of which can be purchased individually, or you can get access to all of it as part of our $20 Top Dog Academy subscription. Alternatively, if you're interested in real-time, live online puppy classes with some of the best puppy training instructors in the world, check out our sister site, SeriousPup.com. Our small, live, online classes will teach you all the essential skills you need to raise and train your puppy or adult dog, and the best part is, you will have access to a real live instructor who will coach and guide you through any issues you might have and answer all of your dog training questions. It's easily one of the best ways to get the support you need to raise a puppy, all without leaving the comfort of your own home. If you are interested in either of these, we'll provide links to both in the description down below. Okay, with that out of the way, let's jump into the video.
All right, so we're going to do some super basic training here in the backyard. Now, the yard is a much more distracting environment. There's a lot of smells out here, there's a lot of sounds, a lot of things to look at. So we're going to start super basically. I'm just going to be walking around and rewarding her. She stays near me, and if she gets distracted, I might actually, here you go, Daisy. All right, if she gets distracted, I might hide from her. Daisy. Oh, you found me! Yay! Yay! Woo! Okay, so as you can see, just smelling this grass is pretty interesting. And it's easy for her to get distracted, but I want to teach her that it's worth staying near me. We actually also ate dinner out here last night, so there might be some food crumbs around. Oh, you found me. Good girl. Yeah. Woo. I want to show her that, sure, there's a lot of interesting stuff out here, but you know what? I'm pretty fun. I'm pretty fun too. And so when she comes and checks in on me, that's cool. I want to reinforce that. Oh, good job, Daisy. Did you find me? Yes, you did. And this is a nice, safe, contained yard, so I'm not too worried about losing her. And so if she walks away from me, I'm actually just going to walk away from her. So all I'm doing is moving around the yard and trying to get as far away from her as possible. Good job. And as you see, when I try and get away from her, that's actually when she tries to stay close to me. Like I'm more interested. Oh, there we go. Here's my chance. Now, if she does get, oh, you found me. Good job. We'll have a little tug set. Oh, yeah, have a little tug session. You almost got it away from me. All right, we've been working on our thank you. Let's see, does it work here? It's a new environment, so it might not. Daisy, thank you. Here you go. Yes. Oh, good job. Good job. So we'll bring a little bit of our thank you training out here. Woo, you got it. You got it. Oh. Good job. Good job. And thank you. Good girl. Yes. She let go without me even offering that food treat. Okay. Oh, I couldn't get away from you. What we're trying to do here is teach Daisy, no thank you. Hey, no, I don't want you nipping at my heels. We're trying to teach Daisy here is to stay near me. No, not my heels though, not my heels. Even in a more exciting place. As Daisy enters adolescence, she's going to be much more interested in the environment, other dogs, squirrels, smells. Daisy. Oh, you snuck up behind me. Ah, you found me. Good job, sweetie. Good job. And so if you do want to kind of remind your puppy that you are around, a short, high-pitched little Daisy is the best thing that's going to get their attention, but also not let them know where you are. They won't have enough time to locate you. And it's kind of cool if you can get your dog to lose you, and they might even get a little bit worried. And then that's going to teach them to keep better track of you in the future. You found me! Good job! Good job! Yes! Yes! Oh, you got it! You got it! Thank you! Thank you! Good girl! Here you go. There you go. There you go. So yeah, it's a fun game to play. We could do this for quite some time because it's, this is less, I think, focused attention. This is more of a game. And so your puppy's unlikely to burn out on this in the same way that they might burn out on sit down and stand, off taken and thank you, that sort of stuff. This kind of fun actually makes a good break from the other training. All right, I think that's it for now. See you in the next video.
Okay, so in the yard, there's a lot more distractions. As you can see, just the scents in the grass were pretty interesting. So I wanted to start with the most basic exercise of all, following. This is such a good exercise to practice in a distracting environment because it teaches your pup to keep track of you and stay close to you, no matter what else might be going on. This is much easier while Daisy is a little puppy. As she grows older, she'll probably be more interested in exploring, so I really want to reinforce her staying with me now. After this session, we hung out a little bit more in the yard, I let Daisy sniff, and I just kept an eye on her and redirected her if she started getting into trouble. I played a little more chase, but mostly I just gave Daisy the chance to relax a little and be a dog, so she'd be ready for another training session. Let's take a look at that training session now.
Okay, so we're still in the backyard, and I think I'm going to try a little bit of more focused obedience work with Daisy, but if she stops paying attention, I'm going to run away, just like before. Here you go, Daisy. That was a very nice downstay, just looking at me, yeah. You sit. Okay. Down. Good. Stand. Stand. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm just using regular kibble here. All right, just leading around. Make sure I've got a good lure situation going. Down. Okay. Stand. Sit. Good job. Yeah. All right. Here you go. Ooh. Ooh. Round and round we go. Sit. So you can see I can get a lot of behaviors for this one piece of regular kibble. At least at the moment where she's interested in me. At a certain point, if I kept doing this, she would probably get bored and she'd go off smelling. We are, of course, in an interesting environment. Yeah, there we go. Right on cue. Caught a whiff. So we want to keep it fun. We want to keep it exciting. And down. Good girl 1. Good girl 2. Good girl 3. Oh, it's a tug. It's a tug. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, yeah. Good job, Daisy. Good job. You got it. You got it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good girl. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's try this empty hand. Sit. Good. Off. Sit. Good girl. Good. Now, trying to remember to reward her when she doesn't have her paws on me. Otherwise, that's going to become a bit of a habit for her. Easy. Oh, you stayed with me. Was I more exciting that way? No, thank you. I don't want you on that. I don't want you on my foot. There we go. All right, I got a piece of food here. Daisy, off. 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 Good girl. Take it. Yeah. Off. Off. Good girl, 1. Ooh. Off. Good girl, 2. Good girl, 3. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's try this. Ooh. Yeah, since I'm starting to lose you, that's all right, especially in a distracting environment. Even better to keep the training sessions super short. What about this? You see that? Off. 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 Take it. Good girl. So yeah, we start with a little bit of training in this more distracting environment. We keep it short, we keep it simple. If we lose her attention, we make it more fun with a toy or a game like running away, something that's gonna keep her excited, keep her having fun, and then we mix some training back in again. All right, this was fun. I'll see you in the next video.
I think that went pretty well. I think training in the yard is good practice for me as it helps me keep the session short because I have to compete with the distractions in the environment. All right, let's see what Kelly has to say about it.
Hi, Kelly. It's good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you. Yet again.
So we just had our first training session in the backyard, and we did some play and a little more, traditional training. But yeah, very curious to hear what you think.
She did a great job at paying attention. You were very engaging. I loved the chasing, hiding, go seek kind of game. You can see, obviously, it is more distracting in the backyard. And that gives you a tiny glimpse of what's to come if you were at the park or there are other children or dogs around, like even at home in the backyard with kids in the back, that would be upping the ante. As she gets older, it's going to get worse before it gets better. She's going to become more independent and more, interested in self-reinforcing, if you will, with her nose. You could see how powerful sniffing was there too, right? It's like for her, it's like reading a book or it's like watching a video. She's engaged because she's getting information overload and it's super exciting. So
yeah, it's clear that there's a lot going on in grass. Like grass is very exciting.
Right? Grass, wind, I mean, if there's any kind of breeze or any new environment or grass with food in it from a meal like you had, all of the, under a table, all these things are reinforcing in and of themselves. So you're going to have to work extra hard, and you did in a fun way, to keep her energy up. But it's like a litmus test, right? And there's no reason to go forward in the world until you can get your dog's rapt attention in your backyard, even if just for short periods of time. Don't ask for too much. Keep the sessions even shorter, like you did. A nice little break in the middle. You could quickly become a nag. One could quickly become a nag in that kind of situation, right? Like if the kid is, watching their favorite show, and somebody keeps saying, "Oh, come over here, come by me, give me attention." It's like, but leave me alone, right? You're interrupting me. So make it super valuable, make yourself super interesting. It's also a good way to practice, and see how interesting you are. It's the litmus test, how interesting you are. But then, okay, what do I do in this situation to get her attention? And hiding worked most of the time. A little beep beep, some daisy noises, worked well to get her attention again. A squeaky toy could also be handy in your pocket. Just one little squeak. But you did a good job, and she did a good job. But it did change the scenario, so I'm glad that you did that, and that you did that early on. It's not easy, and again, it's going to probably get worse before it gets better. It might get a little better first for a few more weeks. Most people get this little honeymoon period. If you do early puppy training, or the human side is actually definitely rewarded, because the puppies absorb everything so quickly, and they listen and they look at you like you're the sun, the moon, and the stars. And then you pat yourself on the back and say, "Wow, I'm a great trainer, and what a good puppy." And then a few weeks, and then so you start giving them more freedom, and you start getting a little cocky, and I'll take them off leash at the park or whatever it may be. Don't do that. And no, you have a burgeoning teenager, a tween, and then a teen, and they are very much, I'm going to do what I want, and it's not necessarily the time to relax and loosen, or broaden your horizons or loosen the boundaries. So we got a tiny glimpse of what's to come, I think, in that bit. Very good job of lowering your criteria when you're outside. That's basically what you were doing, making it easier for her by going back a few steps in her training and like going back to hand lures or fake lures and less positions and big rewards. And it was a nice flowing session. I think it was good. And what did you learn from that, other than that grass is very interesting?
That is definitely what the number one thing that I learned. But yeah, I mean, right. It's just, I feel like it was also really cool to see in practice that notion of like, when I moved away from her, that's when she wanted to follow me. And that's such an easy game to play, to just be like, how far away from Daisy can I get? And the answer ends up being not very far if I start doing that.
If you start doing that as a game, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I stand around and she's sniffing, then she can forget about me entirely. So yeah, it was interesting. Like if I let her get into sniff mode and then I hid, there were a couple times where she couldn't care less, and I had to kind of remind her that I was there. But once she realized, like, oh, you're trying to get away from me, that's fun, I'll play that game, then yeah, she was right next to me. I guess the one question I did really want to ask was, when I was running away from her, it seems like a lot of times she wanted to nip at my heels. And so my thinking was use the toy or use my hand to kind of like give her a different place to target that's not my feet, because I don't want her on my shoes. I don't want to step on her, kick her. I don't want her biting my shoes. And at first I was like, what do I do? But I was thinking, yeah, like just give her another place to target. So hand or
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
think
you
about.
should keep a toy with you, especially Molly puppies. You should never be, without some kind of redirecting object. And she's kind of almost getting out of the nippy stage. She's not as bitey, I think, as she was even a few weeks ago. Maybe she is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But even with the baby puppies, and this is something for people out there to remember, like a carcass toy like that is really nice because it's small and you can jam it even into a front pocket or something. But to have something on you to redirect them to, puppies are going to bite, they're going to chase, and you didn't want her to chase you. And part of the chase, the predatory sequence is chase and then grab. Like that's natural. You can't ask her to chase and then not grab. It's not really fair. Especially the stage. So give her something that she can target, and you can do a hand target. Where you're walking, and obviously your hand will be much lower than this, but for video's sake, you can do that. Because she's so short, you could even use a wooden spoon with a little dollop of like cheese whiz or nut butter on there, so you have a spoon that you can hold up and then flip down as a little target stick.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you doing that actually, because you have a short dog and you look silly when you turn her around, and it gives her not a very realistic picture, and it's hard on people's backs and knees. So little wooden spoon with something lickable. I've been using a lot of baby food lately. I have one puppy who is the slowest chewer, a puppy student that I have right now, the slowest chewer on the planet. I mean, I can break up a piece of ziwi into 4s or 6s, and I give her a piece, and she's like, really? Come on. And so I started using baby food pouches for her.
Yeah.
It's easy to put in your pocket.
Yeah.
And it's a little pain because usually have to twist off the top. I mean, I guess you could leave the top off in your pocket, depending on what you're wearing. And, little lick here and there.
A lick right from the tube, or do you put it on your finger?
Yeah, in this case, that's what I'm doing. I'm just having a lick from the tube. But if you're doing like a targeting exercise, you might want to really use like a wooden spoon or a spatula or something as a target. Silicone spatula could work too. Easy to wash, and then just put a little dollop of something on there. something stickier might be better. So you don't have to, in this case, so that you don't have to, you just hold it up when you're not using it, kind of tuck it into your side and then put it down. Or have it down the whole time initially, just you can used to targeting a stick. So it's basically a target stick, right? With a, initially it would have a little bit of a lure on it, and eventually it could just become a target. Most people eventually, if your dog is of normal size, not super short, your arm, your hand, when it's down at your side, it's past your waist for most people, past your hip. That's the target enough. But if you have a small dog, you may have to be creative and fade that out eventually. Got to fade something, because otherwise you're going to walk, Groucho Marx, forever, crouch down, and so that is a challenge with smaller breed dogs and short dogs. And big dogs are challenging in a different way. There's some dogs where like their head is coming up here, and it's a little harder to reward too. So there's some mechanics involved. But moving away is a great thing. Because moving away, you're kind of inciting a chase game, which is fine. It's also Murphy's Law. The minute you try to get away, it ain't going to happen. But it's perfect for training. But then just be ready to redirect. And I always tell people, play chase with your dog, but always have them chase you. Don't chase them, And I like the pace you're going. A chase doesn't have to be running. If you have a herding breed, you don't want to run, and some terriers even too will be too nippy. You can walk slowly or just take big wide steps and try to get away, because I don't want a dog chasing you and nipping at you. And definitely if there's like a herding breed in there, it's already going to be so tempting for them to finish that. So tug toys, target hand, things like that. You haven't done a ton of hand targeting with it. It's probably time to do more of that nose touch to hand kind of stuff, touch, and then that will be helpful when you're trying to walk her and get recalls outside.
Yeah.
As you build on that. So otherwise, great work. Don't forget your handling. I haven't seen any handling in a while, where you cradle her or do vet style grooming and stuff. You should definitely check in with that kind of stuff while she's young, because puppies go fast. She's getting older every day, and you got to keep that all in the mix, which is another reason to keep sessions super short, because you could have 3 5-minute sessions a day and work on 3 completely different things. And that's only 15 minutes of a person's time. Obviously you should spend more than 15 minutes a day with your puppy, but like when you're actually like in thinking training mode, you always kind of have to be in training mode with the puppy, because you're always supervising and having to redirect and guide them. But as far as like, okay, I'm going to work on handling and grooming for 5 minutes today, and then I'm going to work on targeting with my hand in the backyard today, or I'm going to trade objects in another session. It's not always obedience. It's a lot of the life skills, handling and management that you have to have. So, I'm saying 3 sessions at 5 minutes a day is great. You could do 6 sessions a day if someone had the time, to do that. And, I think as long as the breaks in between and the sessions are short, you can fit a lot of training in there. But again, remember just to hang out with the puppy a little bit and just have some time, just being together.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Kelly. I really appreciate the feedback. Like, this was a very fun week, getting to see you in person and getting to do some different things. So yeah, thank you very much. That was another great feedback session. I'm excited to try out the wooden spoon idea so I can stop stooping over the whole time, but still have an easy way to redirect Daisy away from nipping at my heels. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video, Week 6, Video 6. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about dog training and behavior, make sure you visit dunbaracademy.com to check out our selection of courses, many of which are completely free. If you'd rather watch more of our videos here on YouTube, just click the links to the right, and if you want to follow us on social media, everything you need is directly below. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications.